All right, today we're going to be talking about our prefix tables and those conversions. So to start us off, the most important thing, or the first step I like to do to establish our prefix tables, happens to be determining the powers of 10. And if you're not familiar with what I'm referencing, powers of 10 happen to be those little exponent numbers that we see with each of our prefixes. So our powers of 10 happen to be these little exponents at the top here. And I like to establish the powers of 10 because that sets us up for pretty solid success for our prefix tables here. So to start us off with just an example here, if I were asking you guys to convert from 1.93 meters and to go to centimeters, first step I want you to do is to find the power of 10. So looking at our first problem here, notice we don't have a prefix. We're actually missing a prefix here. That being said, and that's not a zero, that's just me showing the absence there. With there being absence, go ahead and look at your prefix table. Where do we find those powers of 10s that don't have a prefix? What you should have found there is we consider those to be 10 to the 0 power. So liters, meters, bytes, anything that doesn't have a prefix to it, it's 10 to the 0. Go ahead and look at what we're trying to get to, centimeters. Go ahead and find centi on your prefix table. And you should have found 10 to the negative second. Okay, so now our next step is going to be determining which power of 10 is the larger number. So you're going to look at your 10 to the 0 and 10 to the negative 2. I want you to determine what's a bigger number here, 0 or negative 2. And I'm not asking for rocket science here. What you should be able to figure out is that 0 is a bigger number than negative 2, right? This is significant because when we are moving our decimal conversions with our prefixes, you're always going to go from the big number to the smaller number. Always from the big to the small here. So, knowing that, our next step is going to be to determine how far away our decimal needs to move. You can just throw this on a number line here, 0. I should probably do this one. Negative 1, negative 2. Notice that there is a change of 2 numbers, so we should move our decimal 2 times. So with our original problem here, 1.93 meters to converting to centimeters, I need to move my decimal 2 times. So we got 1.93 here. I'm going to once, twice, and you get 193 centimeters. So doing a different problem here, maybe we start with a really small power. Maybe we're at 173,000 millimeters, and I actually want to convert that to kilometers. First step, establish our prefix power. Notice that that is a lowercase m, or that's my best attempt at a lowercase m. Go ahead and find lowercase m. That's really important. And our lowercase m milli should be 10 to the negative third. Go ahead and find kilo next, kilo for K. And you should have found 10 to the third power. I'm struggling to write a 3 there. Let me try that again. 10 to the third power. Okay, so now you're going to establish which is our bigger number here, 3 or negative 3. Shouldn't confuse you too much. 3 is our bigger number. So we need to be moving our decimal. When we get to there, you're going to move your decimal from the right to the left. Big to small numbers. Okay, so our next step, for our next step, we need to now figure out how many we're going to be moving our decimal here. So put this on the timeline, 3, -3, go and throw the numbers in between. And we're going to move a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. So you're going to be moving your decimal a total of 6 times. So go ahead and take our number here, 173,000. And our decimals at the end if we never have it. If it's not put there, go ahead and put it at the end. You need to move it over 6 times to our left here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You should get 0.173 kilometers. Okay. Last point I want to emphasize, if you ever see a capital M significant, capital M is going to be mega. That's 10 to the 6th. And then there's this weird little U with a tail. That's called micro. Micro is 10 to the -6. Okay. I'm going to give you guys a couple practice problems here I want you to do. Go ahead and pause the video and check it when you're done with that. So we got 123. I'm going to convert those. And I'm going to post along with that the answer key to here. That way you guys can finish this recording up and then I'll have these answers posted.